What?
Yeah!
Delete! What?
Mamma mia!
Delete! What?
Thank God Donald Trump's a Hulkamaniac! Oh my God!
Delete! 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 Delete!
Coming to you live from the False Finish Studios in Newburgh, New York, this is the most exciting, jam-packed wrestling podcast on the internet today. This is Spot Monkey TV. And now here's your hosts, Brandon Ligon and Michael A. Greco.
And welcome to Spot Monkey Radio, everybody. My name is Michael A. Greco, the voice of the voiceless. Alongside of me this week, of course, is my, friend and partner, Brandon. Oh, no, that's right, Brandon's not here this week. Because Brandon, once again, gets a vacation.
He's making a habit of this, taking days off.
I just want to know when I get my paid vacation. That's all I want to know. But you know what? The guy works hard. We're going to cut him a little slack this week. And the other voice, of course, you just heard, the bones on the ones and the twos, the producer of producers, Mr. Tony Colangelo.
As long as I still have a heartbeat, this show will still go on.
All right. Teamwork, baby. Woo!
Woo! Yeah.
We don't just set the bar.
We are the bar. Har.
And we're diving right into things, folks, because last Friday we had the not so greatest Royal Rumble.
That's a great way to put it.
Great way. You know why? Because it was terrible. It was above average house show.
Yeah, I only caught the beginning. I caught the Intercontinental title match, the ladder match.
Okay, the 4-way.
Yeah, and then I had to go to work, and then when I got back, I came home halfway through the Rumble itself.
Now imagine that you went to work, came back, and the show was still on.
The show was still going on. I was shocked. Yeah.
Okay. We had Triple H versus John Cena, which really was disappointing.
I didn't see it. Was it good?
I watched it and I expected more. Like, all right, it's Triple H versus John Cena, so you're not exactly expecting
a clinic.
Will Ospreay and Ricochet here.
Yeah.
But it felt very slow. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was off. It didn't seem right. And if you notice in certain pitches, John Cena's got a little bit of a patch spot going on.
He's getting old. He's getting up there in age. I mean, it's happening.
Also on the night, we had the aforementioned ladder match, which actually was very entertaining. I did enjoy that.
Yeah, it was funny too because I started watching. It was from what I saw, it was good. And then I left. You know what else I saw? I saw the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Usos. Yes, I saw that squash match.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say a squash, but it was definitely a one-sided match.
Dude, that was. You know what? I almost think that they're setting up for like on a cross-branded show, the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Authors of Pain.
Authors of Pain. I can see that. I can see that Survivor Series possibly.
It just kind of looks like that's what they're setting up for.
I feel like I remember the matches they had. I want to say it was 2014, 2015. Actually, no, it was more like 2015. And the matches were so good with them four.
Oh, so they already wrestled.
Yeah, well, they wrestled back when it was the colorful Usos and the Wyatt family.
Okay, yeah, that's true. You're right.
They had 2 out of 3 matches and everything that were really good.
Man,
like, really, really good.
It's crazy to think that the Usos have stuck around this long and like now they're finally getting the recognition that they deserve.
You have to change the gimmick at some point. I mean, they've always been talented in the ring.
They've always been very good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All it takes is just, and I bet you that they were just like, you know what, we've tried everything. Let's see what you got. What do you have? And then they were probably like, we just want to do this. Like we just want to be like fuck boys essentially. And they were like,
yeah. Let's go out there and be thugs. And what's good is you had them organically become faces again, but at any time they could just attack a face team and be heels again.
Exactly, yeah.
You don't have to always do something dastardly to, I hate the fans and stuff like that. No, they talk about themselves and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, we had, I want to say, maybe the GIF, the meme of the year during the Royal Rumble.
You know what's funny is I was at work when and Brandon texted me because Titus O'Neil almost killed himself.
Yes. Now I wanted to bring that up with you. We love to talk about past lives and back in our day.
Yeah.
All right. I know you realized this too once you saw it, and I realized as soon as I saw it. For those who don't know, on the ring apron, there's a bar.
Yeah.
That from almost every ring I've ever seen goes across to help structure the ring, to hold the ring together.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a cable.
Okay, but see, I've always seen bars. I've never really seen a cable. So Titus O'Neil was real close to seriously hurting himself.
Are you talking about the center bar?
Yeah, the center bar, yes.
The WWE never has that.
Really?
The WWE, back in the... I mean, I could be wrong, because it's so different now. And they make rings much differently now, but way back when, they never had that bar because they had that ridiculous spring thing in the middle of the ring.
Okay.
So they didn't need that. They put that on rings for like extra support for like independent rings have it because because they don't have the center spring.
See, I'm gonna have to look back because I could have sworn recently, even during the ladder match, that there was some kind of.
Like I said, sometimes the rings have it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they add it because, like, for instance, let's say if they're gonna have like Braun Strowman versus Big Show, they'll have like extra support. Yeah, because you have no choice. But like, sometimes they don't really need it. And if you really notice, like, because even when I showed up halfway through it, there wasn't that many people in the ring at one time.
You didn't get that moment of 10 guys in the ring and one guy coming in throwing everybody out.
Yeah, it was kind of like just a really long Royal Rumble.
Right. And I want to get to that. I want to go through a couple other things before we really dive into that. All right, so we had Brock versus Roman 3, which, I mean, how I try not to kill commentators because I feel the job must be difficult enough. But how do you not, after all these years, know what the rules of a steel cage is?
Yeah.
From day one, you're told steel cage, both feet must touch the floor. That's how you win a steel cage. So to do this whole thing where, Brock won because he fell out of the cage first. Like, you can't change these things on the fly. Like, they have to be consistent. You are better off doing something saying that, you know what, it's a no contest because the cage broke.
That's just their way of keeping the belt. I don't know why they're keeping the belt on Brock. I just don't.
I can tell you why. Because Vince McMahon has his hard-on for CM Punk and doesn't want him to be acknowledged as the guy that has the longest title reign of the modern era.
Yeah, but that was the WWE Championship, not in the Universal belt. This is
Thank you!
That's a different record.
Yes, it's totally different.
Wow. Vince McMahon's a fucking idiot. He's getting senile.
Yes.
He's getting senile, man. That's what happens.
Yes, his hatred for a guy. But they did it too with the New Day, because apparently there was some kind of beef with Demolition and WWE, and that's why the New Day broke Demolition's tag title record of their consecutive days.
Again, I just want to point out, wrestling's fake. This consecutive days as champion means nothing because when you walk in, the guy tells you, yeah, you're going to keep the belt on you for another day. That's all it is. So the consecutive days as champion means dick. It means nothing. Enough with this bullshit. Enough with this Grand Slam champion. Oh, he's a Grand Slam. You know, he won all the belts. You know, the belts don't make... First off, the belts don't make the man makes the belt. I don't know how many times I've fucking heard that, but that is a God's honest truth. If you think that you need a championship to make you, you are a tard, and you shouldn't be wrestling. Yeah. My fucking God. Go ahead. Continue.
I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. I told you the other day, this is Angry Greco. I'm with you on this right
this
now.
Like the Royal Rumble sucked balls. It sucked.
Yeah.
Like, just let's...
We'll get to that. AJ Nakamura was actually a better match, I felt, than their Mania match. For the exact reason why you said it would be, because it's determined who's the heel, who's the face.
Yeah, you know what it was? There was more of a pace, probably. I didn't even see it, but I could tell you when there's established roles, when there's a bad guy and a good guy, there's a pace that now they can follow. You can't do that face versus face, especially when these two.
I do think it's going to ultimately lead to Nakamura winning the title this Sunday at Backlash.
Probably.
And again, something we'll get into later. We have our Backlash segment, folks. Don't worry. We have everything covered tonight. All right. And then we get to the Royal Rumble. All right. Respect to Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan was number one? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
And he survived the entire thing.
Yeah, he was pretty much in the whole thing. I thought he was going to win.
Okay. Roderick Strong absolutely destroyed his chest.
Yeah, I saw that.
With chops. I mean, it looked like chop meat. That's what his chest looked like.
Yeah, I saw that. It was fucked up.
All right. I have no issue with Braun winning. I have no issue with Big Cass and Braun at the end. You're trying to build up Cass a little bit. He threw out Daniel Bryan, continuing their feud. I'm going to tell you, and anybody can say what they want about Titus O'Neil falling. I'm going to tell you what the botch of this entire show, even worse than Jinder bumping when Jeff Hardy doesn't touch him on a Whisper in the Wind.
Okay. I'm listening, good.
Bobby Lashley.
Oh, you're referring to the suplex.
No, I'm referring to the brain buster.
Oh, yeah.
And almost killing Big Cass.
Big Cass, yeah. Welcome back, Big Cass. He has a broken neck.
Unfucking and this just shows you how stupid some wrestling fans are. And I try not to get on people because everyone has their own opinion. But to turn around and say that, Big Cass didn't post the right way. Are you out of your fucking mind? This guy posted twice perfect with his hand on Lashley's leg, like you're supposed hip area, like you're supposed to. This guy wants to be Mr. Muscles.
I just don't know how many times I will beat this horse until there is nothing left. I will beat this dead horse. I'm telling you. I will smash it into the ground. I will mash my fists into it until there is brain matter and everything. Bobby Lashley sucks. He is not a good pro wrestler. He is fucking terrible. There was a reason why he failed the first time and got shipped down to TNA. He's not good. He's bad. And I don't know, anybody who thinks he's good doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. And you can come and debate us. We'll gladly argue.
Talking to fans of the show, I was talking to a good fan of the show, shout out to Bobby DeRico, who listens every week, loves the Facebook version of the show that you're supporting.
Appreciate it.
It's true. When you watch this guy in the ring, it's like he's so choreographed.
Dude, he's terrible. He's fucking terrible.
He has every move planned out. Like, you just know.
When he came out, the crowd, it was a hushed silence. They were like, really? Bobby Lashley? This is what you give us? Like, that's like...
And listen, I tried to support it. I was trying to be like, he's not that bad.
And now, will you please admit that Brock Lesnar would wipe the fucking floor with him? Lesnar would wipe the floor with him. Like I said, first off, he's not that strong. That's all glam muscles. And I'm not listening. Clearly, I'm not saying that I'm some beacon of some physical health. I'm not some gym rat. But all I'm saying is, if you can't pick up Cass, who gave you the post, because I watched that portion of the Rumble, who gave you the post, and you can't... And first off, you're in a Royal Rumble, you shouldn't be holding up somebody in a vertical stalling suplex. That makes no fucking sense. You're supposed to be eliminating people, not suplexing them. But then again... In the words of Diamond Dallas Page, whoever have I beaten, right? So I shouldn't say a fucking word. But he sucks. He's not good.
And great job by WWE mentioning that Braun, mentioning at the Rumble, not a day later or later that night, Braun Strowman set the record for Royal Rumble eliminations.
I don't, do you really? I don't think you should count this as a Royal Rumble.
I don't either.
It doesn't count. Because first off, it's not in January. And secondly, it's not on the road to WrestleMania. This was literally just a stunt that they pulled for because they're in Saudi Arabia and they had no idea, well, we can't have women on the show. We can't do this.
Do you know the Prince turned around and said to Vince McMahon, one of his requests was he wanted 3 people on the show. Okay? I forget who the first one was. I think it might have been Kurt Angle. Okay, but the other one, Yokozuna,
who's dead,
and I'm losing it right now. Who that third person was? He wanted somebody else that is dead, and that's why they had that giant Asian guy, sumo guy, in this Rumble.
Akibono?
No, it wasn't. That wasn't Akibono.
Oh, I don't know.
It was some random Asian guy that looked like a Yokozuna.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, but it's gonna kill me. I'll get it by the time next segment starts. But yeah, so this was purely money. They got paid $200 million for this.
That's crazy.
Okay, it's now I know, and me and you happen to disagree on this, and we got into it, a little bit. I got into it with our friend Joe D. I have no problem with the women being on vacation for this.
I do. No, but here's my thing. I thought you could have handled it so much better. Like, all right, well, women aren't allowed there? Okay, we're going to show you what you're missing out on. And then you have an all-woman show.
Yeah, and that I agree.
That's all. That was my thing. I'm not saying that they don't deserve to to be paid. But if you're gonna fucking pay them, then go put them to work. Show people what they're missing.
Well, I felt they should have did something at like Full Sail.
That's what I said. You do it at Full Sail Universe. This way, you're saving money. You're not spending much because you already have the studio there, and you just run an all-woman show and just have the women kill it, and then just say this is what this is what you're missing out there. Like this is how talented our women's division is. Like that's all I'm saying. Like I people always assume that just because I hate women's wrestling means like I'm a fucking sexist pig, but no, I'm saying they book it wrong. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. That's it.
I agree with you. I agree. But, a lot of people had issues with it. But at the same time, my only thing is with this is, you know what? They got a week off. Big deal.
Yeah. I mean, you look back on
agree, it. I more agree with you than other debaters about it.
Like I said, you look back on it now, and you're just like, it's no big deal. It's over and done with. What are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do? And they got paid $200 million. They got paid for being there. It's not like they didn't get paid. It's... but at the end of the day, we're going to use the rating system.
There we go again.
I'm breaking out.
5 stars. 5 stars. Right. Gotta watch it.
Overall, in my personal opinion, I give this show a nice big D+.
I mean, here's my thing. Like, usually when wrestling events are good, Facebook and Twitter and all those social media things are blowing up about it. Like, people are they're talking about it. I didn't hear a fucking peep about this thing. And I get that it was on at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, but even when people came home to watch it, like, no one raved about it. No one talked about how good it was. No one talked about matches on it. Like, it was one of the most forgettable events. Like, it almost is like, to me, like, you didn't have to air it on the WWE Network because it was that forgettable.
Yeah.
Like, people watched it, like, people who were home, but, like, no one, like, missed a thing.
I just want to let you know that Big Cash just...
I know, I'm watching.
Okay,
I'm
that's
watching.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm watching. I mean,
I will say, as much as we like to get on Big Cass, he's another one that gets a lot of heat on this show. He's in great shape.
Yeah, no, Big Cass sucks.
Oh, we'll see what happens. He's going to wrestle Daniel Bryan on Sunday, which later on we will talk about. And that's going to wrap it up for our not-so-greatest Royal Rumble segment.
It was terrible. I get so funny. Like, we sound like just such bitter wrestling marks.
Bitter old men.
Yeah. It's like, why didn't they do it this way?
We're going to pay some bills. We'll be right back, everybody.
Don't miss a single moment of Capital Wrestling Television by subscribing to our Twitch. Twitch.tv/Capital Wrestling not only gives you a brand new episode every Monday night at 7:05, but exclusive content like Capital Wrestling's World War IV Live, exclusive Match Zero content, Capital Wrestling Binge Mode Marathons, and the upcoming Level Up with Stephen James and more. Push the button and subscribe to twitch.tv/Capital Wrestling.
Be sure to check out FalseFinish.com, your source for all things False Finish Productions. Check out great content like The Nerd Site and Spot Monkey Radio. We also provide production services for any event, big or small. To inquire, hit us up on our website at FalseFinish.com. That's FalseFinish.com.
So you're really gonna bring me that extra computer so I can watch porn on it? Oh, we're back.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey guys.
Hi everybody. I'm sorry. I got a little caught up in the moment there. Speaking of the moment, we're, as we said before, currently watching SmackDown as we tape this show. Last night was Raw. Anything that stood up to you? Stood out to you? Yeah, just another Monday.
Yeah, I like Elias.
I love Elias. He's probably the most over character.
If I'm being quite honest with you, I think they've humanized Braun Strowman way too much.
Well, okay, let's totally get into that, because if you notice on the note sheet, I put, "Will they ever understand?"
Yeah, I didn't understand what that said, but
well, see, it's just how we work together. I mean, I miss Brandon. Brandon is a great part of the show, but you and I always have this thing. It's like, here's what I don't understand: you're in Canada. Yeah. Roman Reigns is getting booed out of the building.
That was something else.
You had Jinder come out. Jinder got heat too. I can't say Jinder didn't get heat. But then you have Zayn and Owens come out to the pop of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Okay, Sami Zayn probably got the loudest pop since the day he got there, and it was in the same building when he fought John Cena.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
So you set up this 6-way match, and it was with Braun, Lashley, and Roman taking on Jinder, KO, and Zayn. All right, fine. Throughout the whole match, people are you're gonna have to kill those dogs.
That's all right. That's all right.
Anyway,
yeah, it's all good.
You have the whole match going on. Braun gets in. Braun's getting his shine. He's tackling everybody, drop kicking guys, power slams. Great, no problem. Here's the problem. You have him with Lashley, who no one cared about.
I don't get it. Again,
okay.
They're shoving now. They're starting to shove Lashley down your throat.
And you have him with Roman, and Roman's getting heat.
I don't get it, dude.
You put Braun in a no-win situation.
That's not even what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the stupid ride-along episode with him and Alexa Bliss.
All right, we're talking about Raw. We weren't talking about.
I'm just saying this. I saw the commercial during Raw. That's all I'm saying. And because it was airing after Raw, and all they showed was him and him so just so nice with her, and I was just like, I don't buy this guy as a monster anymore. He's just like a big dude.
Yeah.
Like it's just like you just killed the gimmick. I think this network is as great as it is for a wrestling fan. It's not good for the sports entertainer.
Yeah.
It's just not.
No. Okay. See, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they're breaking too many.
Too many fourth walls.
Yeah, it's hard for me. It's hard for me to turn around and say to myself, like, "Oh, Braun Strowman's a monster." You see, run over people and then watch him share French fries with Alexa Bliss in a car.
Right, because on top of that, you know they're not traveling buddies.
Or they are now, I guess. I honestly think they're banging each other.
That'd be amazing. I'd pay for that porn.
But listen, Cream rises to the top. She realized what she had with Buddy Murphy was nothing. This guy is a bum.
Buddy.
Why would I stay with this guy when I can fuck the future WWE champion in Braun Strowman?
Hey, buddy, see ya.
That's the power women wield. That's the power they wield. That gap between their legs just wields so much power. It's insane.
But now you have Braun wind up pinning Zayn in the match. Okay.
Yeah. That was the only way they could do that, by the way.
But if you notice, he got booed.
He got booed briefly, but then it kind of went away because the kids started cheering. But that's why they did that, because they knew if Roman would have pinned him. Forget about it.
Why not then just have Braun pin Jinder?
Well, here's a good question for you. They should have done what they did during the Attitude Era, and Roman should have just went straight heel.
Oh yeah.
Let them guys be the baby faces, and let Roman be the bad guy. Listen, if they were booing him relentlessly.
Yes.
Like, I have never heard him that bad. Never heard it before that bad.
Even if it would have been just for one night.
Yeah, just in Canada. Let him be a bad guy in Canada.
When Sean always went back to Canada,
that's it.
He'd always play it off as the
yeah. Like whenever they go to Canada, if they're gonna boo him like that, like the one thing I loved about the old days with Triple H and shit like that, if people started booing Triple H, and let's say he was working like a tweener or a face, he'd work heel that night because they were booing him.
Because they were booing him. Yeah.
Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, you don't these guys. It's like. They need to be told verbatim what to do. Like, they need to do exactly like, okay, this is what you're gonna do. Spot, 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 spot. Come home. Like, that's what they like. And I'm only saying this is what my eye sees. Like, well, I'm not telling you what I because we don't work there.
Here's what I think the problem is. All these guys are scared.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, because there's nowhere else to go.
But look at the Young Bucks. Young Bucks are making a living. I just think.
But look, and not to be funny, and I know they probably do less than WWE, but at the same time, they probably do just as much traveling as if not more.
If you want to be a pro wrestler, that just comes with the territory, man.
Right. But
just like injuries, it comes. You want to be a pro wrestler, you want to get into the game, you're going to understand that you might get hurt, and you're going to be traveling a lot. There's going to be a lot of lonely nights. But
for guys like even Braun Strowman, I mean, you can't just go out there and do what you want to do and come to the back and be like,
no. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is they need a little bit of creative freedom to improvise sometimes.
But they don't have it. That's
what I'm saying. The leashes seem to be too tight because they're being told what to do, what to say, when to tweet, when to Instagram. Yes. They're like dogs, and essentially they're being told what to do. Like, this is what you do, this is when you do it, and I don't want to hear it, no ifs, ands, or buts. Like that's
follow the leader.
Yeah, that's what I think the problem is. Because back in the day, you couldn't tell Stone Cold Steve Austin what to do.
No,
I know that was
exactly.
his gimmick, but like that just it was a shit. Like he would improvise in the ring. Shawn Michaels would improvise in the ring. Undertaker improvise in the ring. They would if something happened, they improvise. I notice now if something goes wrong, they just do the move over.
Isn't the story of Diesel and Yokozuna in Madison Square Garden where like right before they go out there, Johnny Ace says
No, Bill Watts.
Oh, Bill Watts.
The story is Bill Watts and Kevin Nash. Well, Kevin Nash couldn't stand Bill Watts, and Bill Watts comes over to take over as like the head agent or whatever. And he's wrestling Yokozuna in a cage match in the Garden. He's about to go out there, and Bill Watts is like, "Tear it down, boys!" And they go out there, and they pretty much already had the crowd. Like the crowd was going bananas for Diesel.
And they literally have like
it was a 2-second match, and he goes, "Yo, go for the thing, and I'm gonna pin you." And Yoko was like, "What?" He goes, "We got them already. Fuck it." And then boom, they pinned him. And then Nash said he went backstage, and when he went backstage, Bill Watts turned to him and said, "What the fuck?" And Nash literally turned around and said, "Around here, I run things, not you," and gave him the finger and walked away.
Nash also said with that, it was a louder pop than when he won the title from Backlund.
That's like, dude, I'm telling you, like, sometimes guys can do it, sometimes guys can't. It all depends on the performer. Okay, I can tell you certain performers by watching them that you could tell, like, if they need to improvise on the fly, they can figure it out. Some guys, they need to be told verbatim what to do from either the guy they're in the ring with or somebody beforehand needs to, this is this, boom, 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 is what you need to do.
And that's where I think the problem is coming in now with all these writers and having the bookers that they have. Because I have no issue with the bookers because the matches, wrestling-wise, have been good. But I think where you're getting the disconnect is you're having old-school mentality guys like Road Dogg, like Jamie Noble, who are putting together really good matches.
I also think that you're kind of you stifle guys like the Road Dogg and Jamie Noble because
and Jamie Noble and Tyson Kidd.
They can't come up with creative gimmicks because now you're afraid of offending this parent group. You're afraid of offending this female group. You're afraid of offending this black group. You're afraid of offending this Puerto Rican group. You can't do anything now. So, like, you have to have, like, these tight-ass parameters of what you're allowed to do. And like I said, the one thing about pro wrestling was it was supposed to be the land of the misfits. Like, anything was... like, you could think it, you could do it in pro wrestling because it was fake.
It's fake.
It's fake. Yes. But now, because we have to have records, and we have to have Grand Slam champions, and we have to be on ESPN on Tuesday nights, on Wednesday nights, we have to have it as a realism. We can't do that no more. And that was the thing, like, you just had to look at, like, what I never understood was the disconnect when people would complain about, like, well, I can't believe they showed that on wrestling. But then you would go watch a rated R movie and be okay with it.
I'd be okay with it, yeah.
Like, I just never understood that. Like, you have to understand that these guys are performers. This, like, currently AJ Styles in the ring. This is not the real AJ Styles that which you would see around his kids at his house. It wouldn't be the same guy. Like, it's just, he's a character that he portrays. And I hate the fact that this, like, disconnect happened now where these guys are being, like, they have to be, like, they're not... And I'm sure this generation loves it, but they're athletes now. They're not performers.
And it's funny you bring up AJ, and I want to bring up and I want to cap this off because this is funny that this is happening now, and it's gonna kind of go with what I wanted to end up with finishing up on Raw. You had Finn versus Seth Rollins again.
Yeah, I see that again.
and I say it again.
Yeah.
Like I love both these guys. They work great together. I'm tired of seeing them all the time.
This reminds me, as crazy as this sounds, dude, it reminds me of a high-budget indie now.
Right, because now on SmackDown, and we're going to segue into SmackDown real quick, because, you know, we didn't have much on it. Yeah. You got AJ and Joe. And I said a couple weeks ago, I love Joe going to SmackDown, because I couldn't wait for this, because you haven't seen this in WWE.
No, yeah,
okay, saw it in TNA a bunch of times, but the one thing I'll give TNA is it happened a couple times, and it didn't happen for a while.
Here's my issue with this, though. Everybody's sitting here saying, like, oh, my God, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe on SmackDown. Problem is, they're only going to get 8 minutes.
Right.
You know, so it's like you can't, like...
Right.
Now, I'm not saying they should go 25 to half an hour. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, in certain parameters where you could have given them the creative freedom, where, like, listen, you guys, you're supposed to go this... but we're going to let you go a little bit longer, throw some stuff in there, let's tear the house down. I don't think they have that ability anymore. Like, it's just like, listen, you have to end it this time because we have to get everybody to the network to watch the show.
And you have this stupid shakeup, and now Joe's fighting Roman. What you should have did last night was you should have had Joe actually get involved somehow during that 6-man tag and just come out and choke out Roman. This way tonight, as Joe's walking to the ring, you could have Roman attack him, and you're building up the match.
You know what it is? Here's my issue. Like again, with all like how mainstream wrestling is. It's like that's a great idea in theory, but are they allowed to do it because they don't want to portray certain things? Like I don't want to portray this violence, and like that's how bad it's gotten. I mean, they're so afraid.
But of course, we just watched Big Cass beat up a midget.
I know, and that's the wrestling fan in us. Going back, do we love it? But somebody might be offended at that.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? Somebody's gonna be offended. I call him
midget. A little
I'm
person.
Sorry.
Which I honestly I think little person is more offensive than midget.
And okay, all right. Now see, really now what's going on? Because now you have Shinsuke threatening to come in. He's obviously going to come up behind AJ because we're scheduled. Look, as I say it on cue. It's getting too predictable.
And this whole low blow thing is getting annoying.
Well, I'm gonna definitely get into this on the next segment too, because I want to rip someone, a new WWE Hall of Famer, on his whole low blowing thing also.
Okay.
Let's get into Backlash real quick. Couple quick predictions. What we think's gonna happen. AJ Nakamura. You think AJ keeps it, or is Nakamura champ?
Well, considering he just got the last laugh on SmackDown, he might not be winning.
Okay.
It's this Sunday, you said?
Yeah, this Sunday.
This Sunday. Okay. Yeah, I don't think he's winning. If he's getting the last laugh, he ain't winning.
All right. I'm actually going to disagree with logic for once and say Nakamura's going to win.
Okay.
Roman Joe.
I honestly think Joe wins.
Okay.
I think what they're starting to do with Roman is they're starting to kind of give him some losses here to kind of like they're trying to win the crowd back. They did this with Cena.
Yes.
And it didn't work.
No.
So I don't know why they're doing it with Roman. They just need to. Like, here's my thing. Like, if I hear the crowd booing, my natural instinct as soon as he walks backstage is, next week we're turning you heel.
Yeah.
Clearly they don't like you. I don't understand how this became the norm. Where it's like, no. You're a babyface, and I don't care what they want. Like, when did that become the logic?
Because grown men, men over the age of 21, like to boo. Not like, but don't like Roman Reigns. But the
no, because I saw kids booing him now. Kids are booing him now because they watch the grown-ups boo him. So they think it's funny to boo him. It's time to have... Yes, for once. You didn't do it with Cena for 10 fucking years. You shoved Cena. You shoved that poor man down people's throats. You made them boo him.
Yeah.
And then you never gave him the outlet to turn heel and say, all right, motherfuckers, if you want to boo me, I'm going to give you a reason. And then had you done that, these idiots would have turned, and then you could have brought him back as a face organically. I don't understand how you couldn't see that. You could do it with Roman Reigns right fucking now. He is at a peak of the fact that he gets booed so badly now that if you turned him heel right now, in a week or two, people would already start to embrace him.
Yep. I tell you how I would do it, real quick, off topic. I would have the Shield reunite again, and as they all reunite, him just beat the shit out of both of them.
Yes, but like what I would have done, like what I would do is I'd have him wrestle somebody that they fucking love.
Oh, like Finn then.
Yeah, someone
Seth.
that they love, and the guy, like Seth, and he beats him, and Seth goes to shake his hand, and he shakes his hand, and then he just turns around, and he wallops Seth, and he beats the shit out of Seth in front of everybody. Now, Roman's a heel, like you'll instantly know, and now people can. I guarantee the internet would blow up and go, "Oh man, thank God they finally turned this guy heel. Yep. What's going to happen?" Like you can already. I just don't understand. Like I think I said, I hate to say this, but I think in his old fucking age, he's just getting senile, and he's just like, nah, remember he's a baby face. I want him as a baby. Like, guy, your way, like it's like your way of thinking isn't working anymore.
You have Roman beat up Seth, and then the next week that's when Dean's ready to come back. You have Dean just be like, "What's going on?" And
what the hell happened to you? Yeah, what the hell happened?
It's between me and Seth, and everything that happened with him. You know, me and you tonight will take on the tag champs or whatever, and then you have Roman just turn on Dean. Then
just leave him.
Yeah.
Goes to shake his hand and goes for a tag. He jumps off the apron and leaves.
Yep.
Like I don't need you, man.
Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass.
Daniel Bryan.
I think Big Cass gets the shine here. He needs the win more than Bryan does.
I agree with you, but I just don't see it with him.
Seth versus The Miz.
I would love to say The Miz, but I think Seth is going to retain.
I agree. I think somebody gets involved here. I think maybe the Miz Taraj.
I think either that or I think Daniel Bryan comes out because they're going to start to go into that now.
What I think is going to be match of the night, just announced before, Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, that should be good. They've had great matches in the past, dude, for the time.
I think, it'll be smooth and fluent. You got the 2 women's title matches. I don't think either title changes. I don't even really want to care.
NBC.
Yeah, exactly. And just added also last night, the team of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens taking on Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley.
Nobody cares.
I think Lashley turns on Braun.
Okay, turn him heel. Let's see how it works. But I just don't think, he sucks, dude. He sucks.
You got to do something with the guy, and to me, this is the only thing you can possibly do.
And if I may, Becky Lynch is so hot. I mean, her voice is annoying, but she's so hot.
I disagree. I don't see it.
She's hot.
Now, Oscar, on the other hand.
I see. Okay, how can you say that? I don't see Becky, but Oscar. Oscar's gross.
And at this time, you're going to hear some words from our sponsors as me and Tony begin to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
She's beautiful, goddamn.
This is John Harder wanting you to check out the Hardway Podcast, the flagship show of Hardway HQ, exclusively on thejohnharder.com. Comedy segments, guests, even a Stu Hart appearance or two, like his shoulders. Check out thejohnharder.com to listen to the Hardway Podcast.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Todd Smith here from the No Gimmicks Podcast. Tune in weekly as my tag team partner Dale Clifford and I provide you with recaps, predictions, unboxings, and interviews with some of the hottest names in professional wrestling today. Please subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter at the No Gimmicks PC, and like our Facebook page. You can visit us at www.youtube.com/the No Gimmicks Podcast. And remember, we are no gimmicks, no image, all wrestling, all the time.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and for the second time, and not the final time. I'm your host for the night, Mike Greco.
How great is our commercial now, by the way?
How awesome.
That's a good commercial, right?
And I even want to plug. I want to plug some things that has nothing to do with me at the end of the show.
Nice. Okay.
All right, imagine that.
I'm shocked. Again.
And of course, on the keys, on the bones, and the ones and the twos, whatever the hell you are.
Yeah, that's all right. They know.
You know, this is what happens when Brandon's not here. I start to lose focus toward the end. You know, this vacation shit's getting out of control. Anyway, Ring of Honor hosted their Down by Honor weekends.
That's 2 nights?
2 nights, Friday and Saturday. I know Saturdays was in Lakeland. I don't know where in Florida Fridays was. All right, first things first. The crowds did not look good for these shows. Now, the venue they were in was really big.
Okay.
So I don't know if they just thought they were going to get more because Bullet Club was heavily featured on this show.
That's got to scare you for the All-In show.
Yeah, I don't... Well, no, I see... On that All-In show is very different because you're going to have Kenny Omega, Ibushi, Tessa Blanchard. There's a lot of people signed for that All-In show. This, to me, is more of a thing with ROH that maybe they should, either go with a smaller venue next time they go back down there, or maybe avoid the territory because it didn't look good.
Like always felt like ROH was good in certain areas. It's not good in all areas.
Things I take away from the weekend. The Bullet Club Civil War continues to grow. As this time, Marty Scurll and Cody Rhodes appear to have now issues.
Oh wow! I just like how Cody Rhodes is getting to be this egomaniac.
Well, Marty's due a title shot, and Cody Rhodes still hasn't gotten his rematch from losing the title, so I definitely see a triple threat coming.
Okay.
In the very near future. I wanted to bring up before, we said about Nakamura with this low blow thing. So Bully Ray is doing this whole thing of just shitting on small guys and blaming guys like Flip Gordon and Cheeseburger and all their high flying and stuff that you would say for ruining pro wrestling.
Okay.
And on that part of it, I couldn't agree with him more. Like a lot of stuff he says. Here's my issue. Bully Ray is now doing the low blow where after he low blows the guy, he stands there with his arm up just like Nakamura is doing on Raw, on SmackDown. Like, we're blatantly ripping off the WWE. That's not ROH. ROH doesn't normally do stuff like that.
Yeah. But you know what? It's never too late to try new things.
Yeah, but yeah, and you know what? That's what TNA always tried to do, and that's why TNA never survived, or it never gone to where they wanted to be, because you can't be the WWE. ROH has always avoided that. ROH has always stayed as their own separate, and that's why they've survived so long.
Yeah.
You know, Flip Gordon had a good weekend. Wrestled Bolton Castle on Friday, really good match. Scorpio Sky on Saturday, you know, entertaining.
It's crazy to think. I remember all those guys from like Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
Yeah.
You know, like they were in ROH yet. Now, like it's crazy. Like, and then I remember like Seth Rollins. Like, it's just scary to see where the business is going because it's not getting any better anytime soon.
Well,
like, listen, I'm not knocking the young cats out there who are working their asses off. I'm not. What I'm saying is they should start to understand that pro wrestling isn't about achieving a record of how many days you held the title, or it's not how many belts you win. Like for instance, Austin Aries, the belt collector. I think honestly, pro wrestling isn't about that. Pro wrestling was about you creating, like, it's almost more for theater geeks than it is for athletes.
It's honestly why I think NXT is right now thriving the way
because you know what it is they and I always used to say this is why I hated Japanese wrestling was if you wanted that kind of stuff, if you wanted it to be real and you wanted it to be taken seriously with accolades, then you should go to Japan because that's how they take it out there.
They take it right.
They take it very seriously out there. So it's like this pro wrestling in America was always supposed to be this, like, just like I said, Land of the Misfits or superheroes coming in, like.
Well,
it's like
I always told you about Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
Yeah.
Okay, I watch Pro Wrestling Guerrilla knowing I'm gonna see something that is as illogical to pro wrestling as could be. Which is funny that it's called Pro Wrestling Guerrilla when they do some of the biggest things of nonsense you could ever imagine.
They really do.
But I know watching that's what I'm in store for.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't shock me when one guy's dressed as Stone Cold and one's dressed as The Rock. Actually, I think that was Omega and Ricochet, and they're doing they're channeling the spirits of both of them guys. You have Roger Dorn Knight. You have Kevin Owens dressed in freaking this bluish thing with the Young Bucks.
It's just you know what it is. You had fun. You go to have fun.
Yeah, the crowd's very it's very crowd.
I just don't know. Like I don't know like. There's so many shows that I've been to now recently because of the whole filming thing, like that. I just see so much potential out there if they just took the time to pay attention to all the other stuff as much as they do practicing the moves. Like if you took just a fraction of the time that you take in going in the ring and doing chain wrestling and flips and all these other crazy spots, like don't get me wrong, they're very impressive. I'm shocked that some of the people that can pull off some of these moves. But the problem is the people who watch it, they walk out of the building and then they say to their friend, yo, that guy that did that move was pretty sick.
Right.
They don't say your name. They don't remember you. They just remember the move you did. Like, you have to hook them, and then they'll remember everything.
Yeah.
You know, like I can't stress that enough to people. I just don't. Like, you know, I always laugh because like I said, Brandon always calls me the bitter pro wrestler. But I always tell him, you know, I never believed in that saying, those who can't do, teach. And until recently. Where I really think that like, if you just shut up and listen, and just like listen to I'm not saying listen to me because I know what I'm talking about, but I'm not one of the people who's wrong when they say wrestling sucks. Everybody seems to be agreeing with it.
No, it's getting to that point because it's just... It's like I said, little things like I said, ROH to me needs to stick in their lane.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do the things that you do well.
At this point, I think they're just trying too much to be like NXT. They're trying to be like the next.
Right, and they're doing the Honor Club thing, which is
Yeah.
you know very similar to a live stream network, and
Yeah.
like WWE has,
And pro wrestling,
I think
and
that's
New
what's
Japan
hurting
World,
them
right?
Too. Yeah. Well, again, New Japan World also has it. New
Yeah.
Japan also has it. It's
You see,
I just
my thing with it, if the indies were smart, they'd all get together and just stream under one banner, like ROH.
well, that's why you have like FTE and stuff like that. That's trying the Fight Network. That's
Well, I
trying
think
to
you
do
should
that.
somebody should kind of fuck that. Someone should get I know they had this thing called Powerbomb TV. I don't know if they still have it, but it's like stuff like that. They should whoever owns that or whoever's in charge of something that's just all wrestling. If you were to create what WWE has, but on the indie level, where you would stream like for instance, you could stream like Super Card of Honor live on that.
Right.
You know, but also they have the ROH library that you can download. You could watch for free Roger Dorn Night, and they have the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla library. You might be more enticed to get more subscribers, more people interested in that, because that's literally your go-to source for indies.
You probably could, but then at the same time, I think just money then becomes.
Well, you have to divvy out the money the right way. You find an accountant. There's ways to figure that out financially. You figure that out. You sign deals like, listen, all right, ROH, you're gonna stream through our network. This is the percentage of money you're going to get back for it. You know, but this is the money we take because we're the distributor. So it's like, you know, you're gonna have this. We're gonna air your commercials here. We're gonna promote. We're gonna do everything. But you know, you figure out the money situation in the, you know, when you make the deal. But someone should create this insane network that's almost on par with the WWE network. But in terms, it's just every single indie. That's why it's like, yo, you don't have to have ROH Honor Club. You don't have to have New Japan World. You don't have to have Chikara Live. You don't have to have any of this crap. It's just one app that has everything right there, just like WWE Network. You want to watch shit from the 1990s, you go around WWE Network, it's there. That's it. Right, the entire library is there. You want to watch shit, it's there. And I'm telling you, whoever creates it, and I'm telling you, there could be somebody out there trying to figure it out. If they figure that out,
I don't think it will get done. But
you know why it won't get done? Because
it's a great concept.
The reason it won't get done is there's too many Vince McMahon wannabes out there that want to create their own app.
Right.
Like, for instance, Honor Club. They're like, no, we already got Honor Club. Why do we have to get on your thing? But if they were smart, they would turn around and say, well, you know, this is going to save us money on the back end. Now we don't have to worry about paying for all that. This guy's going to take care of that. You know, and we're getting money back on the deal because people are going to pay to watch our shit. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to think of it logically, and that's always been the biggest. You know, I was on Chris Caden's podcast. He's a friend of this podcast. I was on his podcast a couple days ago. We were talking about how the biggest problem in independent wrestling is ego. That's the biggest problem in pro wrestling.
Of course.
Because 100%. If they just shut up and didn't listen to their own ego and embrace gimmicks and embrace cutting promos and stuff like that, they'd probably be a lot further than they are now. But because they tell themselves that they're badass or they're this and they don't want to do this because they want to do it this way, that's what gets you into trouble, and that's why you don't realize your dream much, much quicker than you should.
Moving on to New Japan this weekend. That's Tony's rant of the week.
Just telling you.
New Japan,
plenty more where that came from.
Exciting things going on in New Japan. Tetsuya Naito defeated your boy Minoru Suzuki to become the new Intercontinental Champion.
That's good. I'm assuming it was a very stiff match.
I didn't see it. I would assume also considering Suzuki is an absolute animal.
Yeah.
You know, that's your buddy that beat up Asuka.
I know, I love that guy.
But this week, New Japan does have two massive shows on the 3rd and 4th. The culmination of the road to Dantaku, I believe it's called. But Friday show, you have a 6-man never open weight title match. Bullet Club Civil War in full effect. Tonga Tama and Bad Luck Fale taking on Marty and the Young Bucks. Kushida and Tanahashi will be teaming up to take on Okada and Ospreay. Ibushi will be taking on Cody Rhodes in a rematch from Wrestle Kingdom.
That's probably
and the main event, Kenny Omega taking on Adam Page.
That's probably gonna be very good too.
Yes, this whole there's a lot of other matches. It's just, you know, I don't know how much people know about other guys on the card. And when we go over the results on next week's show, I'm sure we will.
Like when I watch New Japan Pro Wrestling now, I get a very old school vibe. Like I get and I'm not even talking like 90s. I'm talking like 1980s. The dark arenas, the guys in the trunks, and and they just say their name. They don't they have entrances, but they're not like this drawn out stuff. They just come walking out through the crowd and they just get in the ring and they get ready to wrestle. Like when I watch that, that's how I feel. I feel like I'm watching like the old '80s wrestling in the Garden.
Yeah, exactly. Saturday's the big show for them. Bullet Club Civil War really then comes into full effect, as it's going to be the Samoan. I like calling them the Samoan Bullet Club because it's just I should call them the Sons of Ming.
Yeah,
because that's what it is. Tama, Bad Luck, and Tonga, along with Kenny Omega and Ibushi, teaming up to take on Cody Rhodes, Marty Scurll, the Young Bucks, and Adam Page.
Yeah, I think it's just officially I think they're finally putting the nail in the Bullet Club coffin.
Yeah, I think something crazy is going to happen with all of this.
I think it's safe to say that it's over with. It's done.
The Junior Heavyweight Championship, Will Ospreay will be taking on Kushida, which should be really... I'm a big Kushida guy. I really like Kushida.
I don't like Will Ospreay. He doesn't sell. He just doesn't... He literally is just an acrobat.
And in the main event, it'll be Randy Orton taking on John Cena. I'm sorry. It'll be the champ Okada taking on Tanahashi. I actually think Tanahashi is going to beat Okada.
To be quite honest with you, I don't care.
Okay.
I think they're both good. I think it's like you said, it's Randy Orton versus John Cena. They're the Japanese version. So
and this is where I really wish Brandon was here, because Brandon could shed so much more light on this.
Yeah, he would start with his back then they did this and he would get into this whole long drawn out history of Okada and this guy.
Well, they really are the Orton and Cena of Japan.
Yeah.
They've wrestled a bunch of times. They've traded the title and everything.
Like I said, that's why you're probably not going to be disappointed. It's going to be a good match.
Yeah, it'll be a typical stiff New Japan Championship match that goes probably about 45 to 50 minutes.
Yeah. Dude, I know right now that you can't stay focused. I see your girls on TV.
Oh man, Mandy Rose is the definition of perfection.
Yeah. And then you have this bootleg Shayna Blazer.
But you know what? She kind of does it for me. I don't know what it is.
I don't know why.
I don't know. But anyway, well, folks, we're going to promote some things now because that's what we do on this show. We like to promote things.
It's almost like wrestling promoters.
All right. For those of you who don't know, we launched a website the other day.
Remember the first episode, Brandon said, "I promise you, it's coming."
It's coming.
And it came.
It's coming.
It came.
Here, okay?
Yep.
For those of you who want to check us out in all kinds of different ways, it's falsefinish.com.
That's right, falsefinish.com.
You have our wonderful show, Spot Monkey Radio.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, would you like to plug some of the other shows?
You can check out the Nerd Scythe. We haven't really started posting all the archives yet. We're going to start posting them up very, very shortly. You can see archive episodes of Three Boys, A Goat and a Dancing Bear, which is the podcast about Game of Thrones. We're posting all the old fans' perspectives. All those great episodes with you and Hatch, and those are going out.
Hatch.
Yeah.
You got to see the $1 million studio we were in back then.
And back then, yeah. You know, it's funny to think about how far we've come when you watch the very first fans' perspective episode.
Yeah, well, considering we sat at my kitchen table, the same table I have in front of me now, with a curtain behind us.
Yeah, I'm talking about the very. I don't think you were there for the first one. It was Brandon and the Hatch.
Oh no! We started the first ones at the
hotel. Yeah, the hotel. That one was real bad.
Yeah.
But to see how far we've come, I'm very proud. You know, that was basically the precursor. Fans' Perspective was the precursor to this.
Mm-hmm.
It was essentially the precursor to I don't add as many graphics as we used to because I just don't see the point. And not to mention, I'm gonna go on blast. I'm gonna put WWE on blast right now. Then when first off, we're covering you like a news outlet. Like we're promoting free publicity for you. And every time we post our shows with anything related to WWE content, you block it worldwide. So I'm just for now on blow it out of your fucking asses. I'm just not even gonna. I don't even want to promote you on our show anymore because it just makes me so sick to my fucking stomach. It's not like we were making any money off the WWE's name, so I can't say that that's the reason why they took it off. But they've blocked 3 of our shows, blocked worldwide. No one could watch it on YouTube, and it makes me sick to my stomach.
Be sure to check out Backlash this Sunday.
Fuck Backlash. How does that sound? It's a bunch of bullshit garbage run by stupid Stephanie McMahon. She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing.
Well, on that note, he's the producer of producers. The phones on the ones and the two, Tony Colangelo. I am, of course, the voice of the voices. And don't you dare tell me that sounds stupid. Brandon's not here this week, but we are two men that care very deeply about each other.
Yeah.
Have a good week. Have a good week, everybody.
Take it easy, bitches.
It's a pipe bomb.
Oh, see? Let this kick stand. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.